Good morning, sports fans from all around the globe. I am your host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and this is your breakfast bankroll for Sunday, August 7th, 2022. The first full week of August is complete. Holy cow. Is it like 20 days, 19 days? The opening day, week 0 in college football. Good weekend for the ECSI VIPs. 5-1. We had an amazing 4-0 night on Friday. The Twins tried to keep us on cardiac arrest. Nothing worse than going 2-0. And your third game is the Twins money line, who are up 5-0. And then 5-2, then 5-3, then 5-4. One out in the ninth, one guy on. Then two outs in the ninth, two guys on. Wow. We have the Dodgers run line who are up 4-0, 6-0, and just cruising. So the difference between a 4-0 plus 4.32 and a 3-1 plus 2.21 or something like that is tremendous. But somehow the Twinkies find a way to blow it, but come back and win it amazingly, and then the Dodgers roll. Yesterday, I don't want to say we got cute. The highest rated game I had was the Giants run line against Oakland with Rondon. 7-0, 7-1, no, 2-1, 2-0, 2-1, I don't know. 5-1, 7-1. Then 7-3, then a guy on, and I'm just sweating. I'm like, no way. We cashed that one. But I don't know if I got cute here. I grabbed the Braves second game on the plus side, plus 116, Fried versus Scherzer. And again, doubleheader used to be take the team that loses in the second game. I was getting good value on the Braves. But if you looked at it the other side, anyone that took the Mets yesterday, TJ, yes, I said it. You're getting a great price, obviously, with Mad Max on the mound at minus 130 at home. You're not going to see that. And I can't wait to talk to Riley about tonight's game. I mean, when's the last time you saw DeGrom at home minus 135? You never do. You never do. So it's been a good weekend. It's we finished strong. We came out of the gates real slow. So we've kind of stabilized the ship. It's Sunday fun day for us. I will have the action parlay out 2 out of the last 3 weeks, two times in the last month on Sunday. 3-0 on the parlays, 3 for 3 on the parlays. 2 weeks ago, we netted 24 units on our parlays. And then 2 weeks prior to that, we netted 20 units on our parlays. So it's just a fun day. It's getting ready for Monday, a new start of the week. The week's over. Go enjoy Family Day. I call it Sunday Fun Day for a reason. Let the public, let the degens sweat quicksand Sunday. Let them piss away their bankroll. That's not us. So without further ado, let's bring him in from the Windy City himself. The one, the only Mr. Riley Magnuson. Morning, sir.
Happy Sunday, my friend. Good to see you as always. We've got a decent little slate on our hands today, and you mentioned it, only a less than 3 weeks now until college football week 0. So I'm chomping at the bit. Every highlight, every football video that I see on social media gets me more and more juice. So we've got some golf action today. Had some UFC last night. Wasn't my best night as far as that is concerned. Some good nights of fights, but didn't hit on what I needed to hit. So looking for a little golf action today, and not going too crazy with baseball, but some decent games to talk about and watch. So I'm ready to rock on whatever you are, my friend.
My one and done this week, I knew when I went to the well, I had a guy on the desk, and it wasn't Don Henley, okay? Just like the way it is, that little singer over there. Some things will never change. I didn't have the balls to take him. I had already used him, who I thought was in a good spot. And I took a guy that I know is gutless. I know a guy that when he was clicking, I'll say about a year and a half, 2 years ago, he was a beast. And now it's back problem, this problem, that problem. And he limps around round one, and he knows what he's got to get to make the cut. And he limps around round two. He birdies 17. He's not going to make the cut. He couldn't even finish the damn 18th hole in the round. I'm talking about Webb Simpson. What a
Webb Simpson. Okay, I was going to say I wasn't quite sure where you're going, but yeah, no, that one. You always kind of there's at least one point in the year where you expect him to have a nice weekend, but yeah, sometimes when you go in on him, it can be pretty disappointing. So I feel for you on that one. There's some interesting angles here today. A couple, bigger names kind of lurking in that, take the top off the board, and you got some bigger names down there as far as a couple of these guys. So it should be pretty decent. There's a few guys going off already. Not any crazy low scores, but it hasn't really. I mean, we're pretty fresh into the day so far. I don't think anyone's passed 4 or 5 holes, so not quite. Nobody's really shooting 4 or 5 under yet, like we usually do once we get to this point. You and I here on Sunday mornings, but nonetheless, I mean, you've got. Willie Zalatoris at 7 under, only 6 shots back. He's in that. If he has a hot day, he could obviously jump into that next pack. There's just a lot of guys that people aren't as familiar with in that 6, 7, 8, 9 range that might be able to jump up there, and so it's tough for people to, even tougher. Obviously we always talk about how tough it is to try and train your eyes to look down. It can obviously be tough when you don't know who the heck is, in these contending spots here. But obviously Willie Z is there. Billy Horschel's another one a little bit lower. Anirban Lahiri is one that I've been watching this year. That whenever he's on, he's at 9 under right now, and I saw 50 to 1, I think, in one spot as far as his outright odds still this morning. When he's on for a weekend, he's not a terrible bet. I took a little, swing on him this morning as far as outright, and a little sprinkle on a top 5 for him. He's only at tied for 7th right now. So, if you can weed through the weeds a little bit, you can find some decent value here as far as whether it's top 5 or what we like to do with taking the top off the board. But it's going to be tough to chase down Sung Jae. Obviously, he's whenever he's up in that pack, he's pretty poised on Sunday. But it obviously. We've been pretty damn profitable as far as looking down the board here. So I think there's definitely some ways to make some, find some value on today's board for the golf tournament.
Can you wrap your head around what the hell's going on with Willie Z and the caddies?
If I'm being honest with you, I honestly haven't been paying attention to this weekend's tournament, so I'm honestly not sure what's going on with that.
I don't quote me on this, okay? But I was just got it through someone I was talking to last night that he fired, if not 1, 2 caddies over the weekend. In other words, he let go his initial caddy, and then yesterday he let another one go. Or I don't know the whole story. If someone's listening and watching, or you can pull it up, I want to say he either fired his longtime caddy, but the way I understood it, he got rid of his longtime caddy and then brought someone else on, and he got rid of him, I thought. I don't know.
Okay, I missed this. If I'm being honest, yeah, I've been paying attention to baseball all weekend. I did not have too much action on this weekend, so I'm actually this is news to me. I'm looking at it right now. He had a long time. Ryan Goebel. He said they've had a rough month together, but it's kind of the decision they had to make. I'm not seeing as far as a second one. Maybe that is the case, but maybe it is the case. I don't know. I'm trying to just do some quick research, but either way, maybe that is a weird spark that he has. Otherwise, if that's concerning to you, then I wouldn't hate you if you stayed away from him, obviously. But he's not. It's interesting to see that though, because obviously he's he's a guy that's pretty well liked. So I don't think it's probably him just being an a-hole. It seems like he's probably got done doing that for good reason, I would hope. So, maybe that's at least an interesting wrinkle to pay attention to there today.
Looking at DraftKings right now, the live leaderboard, M plus 140. The last few weeks, I got a hats off to Rick Gaiman. He puts out a great information on his site. He's been spot on, and I'll probably butcher the name, Ju Young Kim, who's right now plus 500. John is plus 550. Brandon Wu plus 1,000. Taylor Moore 1,800. There's my Russ Henley at 2,000. Davis Riley a few weeks short for me. Thanks at plus 2,200. Kira Deck Alpha Barn Rat at plus 3,000. There's your Lowry guy at 4,000. Wise at 4,500. Willie Z 6,500. Now we're really going down. Stewart at 7,000. Naismith 8,000. Not the guy that invented basketball either. A name that's playing well the last few weeks. Taylor Pendrith plus 13,000.
Yeah, and he's 71 on day 167, 65. So improving as the weekend is going along as well. Not doing the not seeing the regression in front of our eyes. He's obviously improving on his first round. So that's another one. I'm glad you mentioned him because he's Canadian. That's definitely in a range that if he obviously improves again or has another mid 60s day, he'll be up there. So I like that one. I'm glad you mentioned him.
Next week starts. Correct me if I'm wrong. The FedEx Cup, correct?
Yep. FedEx St. Jude next week.
Okay, so give me what is it now? The top 100 get in.
Oh boy, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's less than that, but I'm honestly not positive.
Because I know it used to be a 4-week run where they would just go from 100 down to 80, down to 60, and then the final 30 were in for the race. And I thought they were doing some changes. I'll do obviously a lot more on the breakdown. Actually, I'm wondering if
I was gonna say I know how. I know how they finish, but as far as what the starting pool is, I'm not sure about honestly.
And I'm gonna look right now and see if there is any Ryder Cup, President's Cup, Women's Open. No, I was wondering if they had any odds up yet on how if they were doing an initial. Who's going to win the cup? I think there's $26 million at stake too, so it's a lot of money.
Yep. And the rumor is that Cam Smith's waiting until that finishes to jump ship. And we talked about this a little bit ago. Scotty Scheffler's still got it, decently, decent lead on that one. But if Cam Smith can have a nice, 3-week run, then he might be in that range for sure. So. I would be shocked if that's not what he's doing, but it does appear that he's waiting a few weeks until he jumps ship for even more money over there.
And here's the pretty ugly what Mickelson is not just gone into the dark side, but I think he's lost a lot of his friends who are not friends anymore. Just said he's in a bad state of mind. Yeah. My 2 cents on this is there's so many skeletons in the closet with Lefty. I was a huge Lefty fan way back in the day, especially when he won his first Masters. I couldn't have been happier. Enjoyed the battles with Tiger. His flop shots around the green was second to none.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, the gambling bug caught up to him. I'm not putting him in the Michael Jordan crazy scenarios, but he was bad, with the Billy Walters and stuff like that. And he's took the money and run. Now they were saying he can't even apply to come back to the PGA till 24. And these guys running to catch the bag. Now I was thinking that the repercussions were going to be so bad that you wouldn't go and take a bite of the apple because you're not just going to be able to go bouncing back and forth. Hey, I'm going to the Live this week, and don't worry, I'm going to be over at the Masters next week. The PGA, no, listen, you want to play in the PGA, you stay here. You want to go play in this tour, that tour, occasionally, fine. But you ain't jumping from the Live and grabbing the bag of money and just, skipping the John Deere so you can go collect a paycheck.
Right. No, I'm 100% with you. And as someone who's not, I love watching golf. I love talking about golf with you. I love writing about golf. I don't eat, sleep, and breathe it like I do with football, basketball, and baseball, though. And so I'm not someone who's going to – I don't give a shit about these LIV tournaments. I don't care at all. I don't care how many of these guys go over there. And so, for someone like me, and I'm almost certain that's the case with anyone that's also like me that doesn't eat, sleep, and breathe it, but, still really enjoys it, or anyone less than that. So, I'm just curious how this is going to continue to play out. Obviously, it sounds like more people are going to jump ship, but, the general viewership of it, I'm still, curious as to what it's going to grow into. We've shared our thoughts as far as against them a few too many times, or not. I shouldn't say a few too many times. We've shared our thoughts a few times. I'm sure we could do it again, but nonetheless, I'm riding with the PGA until further notice.
All right, Sunday FUNday, a decent MLB slate. you know, I'm looking at this, and again, I started our show with the banana and the tailpipe and Max and a great value. I mean, listen,
Yeah.
it was a great price on Max. And if you had Max yesterday, you're probably running the window to take to Grom today against Strider. I'm just looking at some of these games here with just the eye test. Some games that were priced out of, obviously, Nola minus 300, Burns minus 275, um, even Rasmussen minus 185 at Detroit. Um, Marco Gonzalez minus was overnight 180, now down to 150. Uh, the Orioles, what can I say? I said it on Friday. I said it again on Saturday. I ain't betting the Orioles minus 150, 160. Well, they keep winning. Now they're minus 174. Uh, Logan Webb minus 204. Big numbers. Kind of interested to see how you break this down today.
Yeah, for sure. Let's, as we usually do, the Peacock game starting in about 25 minutes in Cleveland. Let's get that one out of the way. I don't have strong thoughts. Houston about, let me double check that I got the right number there. Minus 135 or so. Javier versus Tristan McKenzie for Cleveland there. I do believe the Astros have 2 out of 3 so far out of this series. Cleveland gets yesterday. Is that a little fishy for you? Is that a spot where maybe Cleveland's a little bit got some value? That's too good to be true for the Astros, or is that a fair number? And maybe Houston's got some value at that reasonable number there.
Overnight number of 150, like you said. Cleveland bounces back yesterday with a vengeance. Sticks McKenzie on the mound for the Guardians. Apologies. A number that I could be persuaded either which way. Looks like the bets are split right down the middle, 51 to 49%. A little heavier money coming in on Cleveland, 58 to 42 there, an overnight number of 150, a corrected number of 130. Call me crazy. I give a slight pitching edge to McKenzie, just slight. But offensively, Astros blink and they put up crooked numbers. So I think the public runs with the Astro bounce back. Have no problem someone waking up a little groggy that wanted to throw a little something on the Guardians. And if you do like the Guardians, maybe you take a shot on the first 5 today.
Okay. No, I'm with you on that one. I mean, McKenzie could be due for a bounce back. He's given up 4 in each of the last 2. This one, I'm with you. I think there could be value either way. I kind of lean towards the Cleveland, but as far as the what we talk about as far as these Sundays with this first game, it's got to be glaring and slap me in the face if I'm taking this first Peacock game on Sunday morning. So I'll move along from that one. We just you just mentioned them, the Orioles hosting the Pirates again today. That number is up. You said minus 175. I see minus 180. I think up to minus 190 on Caesars over there, so they've got a nice big number over there. But Bryce Wilson for the Pittsburgh Pirates, 6.2 ERA against Spencer Watkins. Anything to do here? Is there any? I guess I'm not. It's hard to bet against this Orioles team. Like you said, you wouldn't take that price yesterday. I'm not taking this price today. But I'm not betting against this Orioles team. Is that where your head's at it with this one?
We went against Watkins. I think it was on Monday, and egg in my face. It was Cy Watkins on the mound. I mean, it was just dealing. Listen, the Orioles are on a magical run here. They let go of Mancini, they let go of Lopez, and they keep winning. Maybe the Pirates was the perfect storm for them. You're priced out. Now, I will tell you this. It's an under-over of 9 juiced under. So if you want to keep in on the Oriole train, I don't have a problem with the run line. They're telling you, is it going to be 6-3? Is it going to be 5-4? Both teams are expected to score some runs today. But if you wanted to stay in on the Oriole train, I don't have a problem with the run line today.
Right. No, I'm with you. Speaking of, just to go back a second, speaking of Trey Mancini in Houston, shout out to him and what he's doing so far in whatever 2 days that he's been there. My goodness. Next one up, Washington and Philly. This could be, I think it is the biggest number on the board today. Maybe I'm wrong in that one. But nonetheless, you've got Abbott versus Nola. Abbott is making his 5th appearance on the year, 2nd start of the year. Anything to make out of this one, or are you just moving right along from this one?
I'm drawing a blank of the first name. I was thinking of the Abbott that used to pitch a long time ago. Let's get the no hitter for the Yankees with the one arm with the. That was well before your time too, I think.
Yeah, no, I can still. I mean, I can still picture what you're talking about, but I'm drawing a blank. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not that Abbott,
No.
obviously. Philly's bats woken up. We get egg on our face, Riley, on Friday. I think it was, no, Thursday. We had team total over 5 and a hook on the Phillies, and they scored 4 in the first 4, and then we got rained out, so we got a voided bet there. And then what do they do the next day, Friday? They put up a 6 spot in the first inning, and they were like, all right, oh, was it 6? They got 6 in the first 2 innings. Yesterday, again, they pounced with the 6 in the first spot. Bats are woken up. They're making their little run here. Again, way, way overpriced. No one run into the window on my side. Minus 300. Nola should just mow right through them. It's Sunday, though. There are landmines out there, guys, so be careful.
Yeah. Right. No, I'm not betting against the Phillies, but I'm, yeah, exactly for what you said. I'm not running to the window for them either. Next one up, you mentioned it a tiny bit as far as another decent-sized number. Tampa Bay and Detroit. Rasmussen versus Matt Manning, who's making his second start since a long IL stint this season. Rasmussen has been pretty decent over the last month and a half or so. Typically doesn't go past 4 or 5 innings too many times, so maybe 6 on a good day. About minus 185, 190 for the Rays in this one. I know Tampa lost last night, but they obviously, they took the first 2 in this series. Any thoughts on you for this one? Manning was a kind of a hit-or-miss guy last year. I'm not really trying to dive into him with his second start here after the long layoff. Any thoughts from you on this one?
Yeah, I got slight leans when we put together the Sunday FUNday action parlay. An under over that opened at 8, it is now moved to 8.5. I like the edge with Tampa here. I think offensively, they should be okay. Do they get the 5 spot, or are they 4 or less today? In our parlay, we might lean to the Rays here with the money line, and then also add them in the run line. I think you got a good enough edge. It's a series finale that these teams, like the Rays, like the Red Sox, who lost last night on a walk-off, you need to win these games. So I do like the Rays today.
Okay. No, I think I'm with you on that one. Next one up, I'll kick it over to you immediately on this one. Boston and Kansas City, Cutter Crawford and Brad Keller. Reluctantly kicking it over to you, apparently. But Red Sox, Keller beat up bad last time out by my White Sox. Double-digit hits, I think 8 earned runs here in Chicago last week. And the Red Sox hitters have some solid numbers against them. Aside from that, what can you tell us about this one?
Well, I can tell you Whitlock won't be available. I was bitching and moaning. Is he hurt? Is Hulk hurt? And, doesn't pitch all week, and then they roll him out. 2 good innings, and then he leaves one over the plate, 1 bad pitch, and it was a walk-off there. Under over a 9.5. Cutter Crawford's been okay. Keller has not. An under over that opened at 9, that's now 9.5, a game that the Sox must take. And there's no such thing as must wins, especially in baseball. I think there'll be some scoring today. I really do. I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of those, 6-5, 7-5 battles. A slight lean to the Sox here. But again, I got more faith in their offense than I do their back end pitching tonight.
Yeah, no, I think I'm with you, and I was looking at it. It's kind of, I wouldn't say staggering, but some really, really nice numbers against Brad Keller, top to bottom for the most part, and a decent size sample size, or a decent size sample here, anywhere from 5 to double-digit bats here, and they're all hitting at least 300, 400 OBPs. So they could hit them up today. I might be interested in a little pizza and beer money on some over action on this one. But next one up in Milwaukee, Cincinnati and the Brewers, obviously. Corbin Burns hosting, the starting pitcher for the hosting Brewers in this one. Graham Ashcraft for the Reds. I think this is the second biggest number on the board today. Another one you're moving right along from, or you see anything to get into there?
When we're putting together these action parlays, again, like last week, I left your White Sox off. I left them on the desk. I didn't have them a part of our parlay. It was just, I thought they were giving them to you, and I struggled early, and then you come through not with just the win, but the run line. when the minus 300s, I mean, they're not giving you any value in your parlays. Yeah, they're giving you another level, but what are you going to do? Run to the window and do a Philly run line, money line, and a Brewer money line, and then you can mix and match in the run line. Our dog of the day last Sunday was the Mariners at Houston. We lose 3-2 in 10. So the key to today is finding that dog, that one that's barking loud, the one that looks, a little smelly. Burns, and I mean, they're supposed to win by a field goal or more today.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and the I see a -1.5 at -130, but that even seems that's a little too good to be true. A little steep price, but still it's in that steep price, too good to be true range somehow, and I don't want any part of it. So, yeah, and you can combining the Brewers and Phillies, that sounds like one of those teams somehow is going to find a way to lose. I'm not betting on it by any means, but it doesn't even get you to. I just pulled it up a second ago. It doesn't really get you any valuable odds between the two of them either. So. Not going to be adding them on my action here as far as the two of them together, at least. Toronto and Minnesota up next. Gozman and Archer here in this one. Toronto -165 or so. The Twins get the last two. Toronto takes game one back on, I think it was Thursday. You feeling like Gozman, has the stuff to lead him to a split in this series here in Minnesota for Toronto, or is this another way? Or excuse me, are you seeing this a different way as far as Archer and the Twins having some value at the plus money at home here?
I think the general public's going to run to the window and be pushing in on Toronto to salvage the split. Minnesota's just one of those teams that offensively they're good. I'm not calling them Toronto good or Padre good or Dodger good, but they got bats. They put the ball in play. They get the big hits. Archer, again, a nemesis. Which Archer are you going to get? The one that came from the Rays or the one that just, like Al Bundy from Minnesota there? I could see Toronto today. I could see people going in on the run line, trying to get a little better value. An under over that opened at 8, which is now 8.5, juice under. I would expect a good performance from Gosman, but again, they're I'm not calling them Jekyll and Hyde and Berrios here, but I expect a better effort from Toronto today.
Yeah, no, it's tough. Both these Twins can kind of go against what it should be telling you as far as some of these indicators. Both these teams can, kind of thwart that at any turn sometimes. So, the next one up, Yankees in St. Louis. The Yankees somehow, all of a sudden, 4 straight losses. They are here in St. Louis, who I think the Cardinals have 6 straight wins. But Frankie Montas making his debut for the Yanks up against Wainwright in this one. I'm kind of avoiding the debut in this one, but Yankees -132 on FanDuel, -135 over there on DraftKings. Any way in which you're getting into this one, or are you kind of avoiding these streaks from both sides here on this one?
It's a great question. I mean, what is St. Louis gets Montgomery, and now he's all of a sudden signed Montgomery.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, where are the Yankee bats? I was watching Friday night. St. Louis comes back from 2-0 to rally in the 8th to score 3. I think the Yankees in like the last 30 games are like 13-17, something stupid. But it's just called regression. I mean, they were so far over their skis. Let me move this over to here for 1 second. The Yankees right now 70-38. The Astros 70-39. So the Astros have come all the way back to tie them in the American League. There, the Dodgers run away freight train right now with 74 wins there. So my point is now you got not the AL East. We already know is won. We already know the Astros have won the division. Now it's a battle on if they meet in the ALDS, who's hosting. And if Houston gets that edge, I was kind of saying this all along. For my future and my 3-team champions parlay, it would be better for me, obviously, to have Houston host. But for price tag money, if the Yankees hosted in the series, 7-game series, they'd probably be -130, 140, maybe 145 against the Astros. You know where I'd be going. But
yeah,
you know what? looking for the dog of the day. That's a hell of a price on Wainwright.
No, absolutely. I mean, another one where I'm looking at his career versus the Yankees hitters. Not a ton of sample size. There's a couple one that he's got. DJ LeMahieu 1 for 14 against. A couple other guys 1 for 5, 0 for 4. So I don't hate it at all. He was good. 7 innings, 6 hits, no runs, no walks last time out. 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run the last time. Maybe he's got one more in him before some regression for us. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm obviously I'm going to be rooting against the Yankees from an AL standpoint here against the NL. But nonetheless, I think that's got some potential value there. This one I'm interested to hear your thoughts on. North side here in my parts of Chicago here. Miami and the Cubs. Miami coming into the Cubs here for the finale of this one. I do believe the Cubs have the Cubs have won the first two in this one. You've got Luzardo versus Sampson. The Marlins as the dog in this one. Luzardo hasn't pitched the entire season. This is actually his second start since coming off the IL. 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs last time out. Any value on Miami in this one, or are they kind of a dead duck right now?
Well, the first thing that has to jump out to you is the fact that the under/over overnight was 9.5. It is now down to 9 over, minus 25 cents. The Marlins can't score. So either the Cubs are going to be. Is the wind blowing out in Wrigley? I mean,
a little bit actually, yeah. 9 miles an hour blowing out, and it's actually, you know what? I failed to mention this one could be a little stopping and starting action. There is going to be some rain here in Chicago today. I should have mentioned that off the top.
So we don't like the start and stop.
No.
Luzardo's second game back. I think there'll be some runs scored. It could be one of these play the first inning and a half, sit an hour, and it goes to a bullpen game, and then there are runs scored. Obviously, we'll stay away from that one. Thank you for the weather report there. Yeah, I think the initial thought process is there is absolute value on the Marlins. The fact of the matter is they just can't score. If they were hitting off a tee from second base, they couldn't score. We will hard pass here.
Yeah, no, it drives me nuts because I like so many of their pitchers in so many spots, and then you look at it and it's like, okay, are they going to score more than a run today, let alone a run today? So, yeah, it's tough. No, I'm glad we went through that one because it's about to be raining in front of my eyes here any second here. So, going to my team, but they are in Texas in a comfortable dome down there in Texas. Giolito versus Howard. I'm going to need your help as far as keeping my bias out of this one. Giolito obviously just looking for a better second half. He's been a little better, still kind of hit or miss. The only thing that I could really add here as far as optimism for the White Sox is that they've been very good at salvaging at least a split out of these 4-game series over the last month and a half, and maybe you're hoping for an offensive bounce back. It's been bad so far down in Texas, 2 or less runs in these 3 games that they've just played, winning 1 out of 3 so far. So any thoughts from you as far as this one, or are you staying away?
First thought is the line smells to holy hell. Howard sucks.
Yeah.
What's up with Jeets? I mean, I
was going to say he hasn't been good either. So
I just don't. I don't get it. An under/over that opened at 8, still at 8. There is an 8.5 out there at Salt Point, juiced under. On paper, I'd respect the White Sox more at minus 150, 160. Howard is not good, but you're not scoring as well. The glory days, the under/over here would have been 10.5, and the first one to 6 or 7 wins a game.
Yeah, I'm looking at I'm looking at the lineup. I'm happier with the lineup today to some degree. Yesterday we put Yasmani Grandal in the 2-hole. I don't really know how you can defend that one right now. So liking today's lineup a little bit better. No Tim Anderson today. But for the most part, it is the healthiest we've been offensively in quite some time. So it is a little smelly, but I'm still optimistic that we can at least salvage this one and then move on to Kansas City. I think is the next one on Tuesday.
No, I agree. I mean, the eyes, that's the right side. The line smells.
I know. It kind of to me is saying, it's stinky, but if I'm being optimistic, it's saying maybe the White Sox have an edge, but we're not gonna hang that number with Giolito the way how shaky he's been. So maybe both guys are shaky in this one, but then again, you got the total where it is. If that one was up at 9.5, then I'd say definitely these guys are getting blown up. So I don't know. I'm not putting any money on it. I'm putting my emotional currency on the line for that one today. San Francisco and Oakland in this one. This one is another decent-sized line here. You mentioned you had San Francisco yesterday with Rodon on the mound. Logan Webb against, I only put A. Martinez. I'm blanking on who it is. But Martinez, fifth start of his rookie season, 6.52 ERA. First start in about a month. Any way to get into this one? Is this another spot where the Giants have some value, or is this a little stinky and maybe this one should be a little higher than it is?
Overnight number at 245, a corrected number at 204. Giants bats wake up, put up a touchdown, extra point yesterday. You know me, I'm always shaky in their bullpen. Anyone wants to go in and that had Rondon yesterday that wants to use San Fran in their money line and run line parlays. I don't have a problem with that today. I don't know enough about Martinez. I know his numbers are not good. I'm a big Webb fan. Maybe San Fran is starting to put something together. I mean, listen, they're 52 and 55. I think the playoffs have passed them, but the A's are the perfect storm for them. It's a game that it's a flat eight. Is it a 5-3, 6-2? I do like San Fran today.
Okay. No, I think I'm with you. Yeah, and with these young guys that we don't really have too much data on, a lot of times I'll go against them, and then they'll be fantastic and put together their best start of their young career. And so I'll stay away and not put that hex on us for that one if you're interested in the Giants. It finally got into it. This one is maybe the most intriguing game of the day. A couple intriguing games here in the later parts, but Atlanta and the Mets. You talked about earlier in the show. Strider versus DeGrom. Strider kind of becoming the talk of the town, or at least as far as where he was at the beginning of the season. I see minus 200 for National League Rookie of the Year, and then obviously DeGrom in his second start only pitched 5 innings last time out, 59 pitches. Any value either way here? Do we see DeGrom go 6-7, maybe 70-80 pitches, or any thoughts as far as that? No, not sure. Or are we just not sure until we won't know until we see it.
Braves down 5 in the win-loss column now. 69 and 39 for the Miracle Mets. 64 and 45 for the Braves. Braves just get swept of a doubleheader. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this was a 5-game series?
I think they had a doubleheader sandwiched in there somewhere.
They had a doubleheader yesterday. I think they played on Thursday because the Mets won.
Oh, yeah,
Thursday.
this is number 5, though. Yep, definitely. Yeah,
the Braves won 5. Guys, and TJ, if you're listening, God bless you. I mean, anyone that wants to run to the window, I mean, again, when you're going to get DeGrom minus 135, again, search him for that dog egg on your face. If we had the Braves game 2 against Max. I mean, I guess it would be double egg on your face. You're going against DeGrom. But you look at this. Are the Mets actually going to take 4 out of 5 from the Braves? I mean, for absolute value, I got to say the Braves are the side today. I have to say the Braves are the side today.
I think so, too, especially considering I think DeGrom will go a little bit farther than the 5 innings, 59 pitches or whatever it is, but I think he's still going to be capped to some degree. I don't think he's going to be going, like if he's got, a 2-hitter in the 7th inning, and 89 pitches, I think that's probably good. I don't think he's going to keep going much farther than that. So I think you can expect, I think you can expect Strider to go a little bit longer and maybe, the issues with DeGrom getting run support are somehow always there anyways. So I'm with you. I think 100%.
That's where I was just going to go with that is the fact that I think Max pitched on Monday and they rolled, and then in comes DeGrom for his first game back in a gazillion months, and they scored 1 run for him, and all the Mets guys like, Wah! So maybe again after the sweep, the more I think about it, I think the Braves are the side. I do.
I think so, and I think so. And like you were saying, though, as far as if you've been going against them and you go against Mad Max, and then now you're going against DeGrom, and if you lose both of those, it's gonna feel rough. But I'm with you. I think the value was there last night, and I think it's there again today. So I'm with you on that one. Next one up, kind of throwing my hands up. I do not have much thought to this on either of these guys really. Colorado and Arizona, Urena versus Davies. I kind of turn and run from both of these guys whenever I see them. I do not have a good feel for them. Anything from you out of this one in Arizona?
No, not at all, especially on today's slate. I mean, an under over a 9 juiced under. Um, I would expect some runs, but usually on a Sunday when you get a matchup like this and expect runs, it's 3-1. It's travel day. We're just trying to get out of Dodge. I have no feel on either side there.
And you could get any feeling that these two might be starting to break down a little bit and kind of seeing what's ahead of them the next whatever 60 game it is, and kind of realizing there's no way they're getting out of it. So I might be interested in fading these two teams when they're not playing each other. So when they're playing each other, I'm kind of throwing my hands up. But going forward, both these teams could be some good fade value this upcoming week or two.
I agree 100%.
All righty. Next one up, last one up, Sunday Night Baseball. Probably the other bigger matchup, obviously the bigger matchup between the two teams, but pitching matchup also pretty solid. San Diego and the Dodgers. Darvish for the Padres and Tyler Anderson for the Dodgers. This one, 6 o'clock my time, 4 o'clock their time in this one. Dodgers 7 in a row. They're blistering hot right now, minus 135. But obviously Darvish on the mound. Is this? I guess I got two questions as far as the game is concerned. Is this a spot where you're interested in the Dodgers at that low price, or is that telling you that maybe Darvish is going to be nails as far as that is concerned? And then I guess I'll save my question about the total for the next one.
I think the last time I jumped in on Darvish was at home against the Dodgers, and I don't think he got out of the second. He's been a kryptonite to us. Listen, when he's on, he's on. The Padres come into this and their fan base, especially, all fired up because look out, here comes the new look Padres, and the Dodgers they're steamrolling right now, and it's a fishy number, Riley. It's a fishy number because Anderson opened up overnight at 133. The number's going down. I think it's going down for a couple of reasons. Number one, Darvish, he's a lightning rod. Number one. Number two, I mean, the Padres can't get swept here. Are they going to save some face? And so for me, how I kind of said that the Braves were the value, I see a lot of people saying it's Sunday night, it's the night game. I'll take DeGrom, and I'll try to go in against the teeth of a Dodgers 7-game winning streak with Darvish.
No, I see what you're saying for sure. My other question: do you have the money splits on the total in this one? I see 8.5 in one spot, and 9 in one spot. I had a question about the total in this one.
70% under on Dawn Best, and let me go over here. 70% of the tickets on the under, 70% of the money on the over. Opened at a flat 9. Corrected number 8.5, juiced over. So kind of interesting where you get that 70-30 on the under. Now you're getting the 70-30 on the over for the monies.
Yeah. Well, the main reason I was bringing it up because we've seen in Dodger Stadium in these and all over the play or all over the league in a lot of spots in these when they're in the afternoon. For them, it's the afternoon. We saw in the All-Star game. The reason I'm bringing it up is as far as the shadows, where it's tougher for the batter to see the ball being pitched. So I guess my main just I didn't do much research on if this is a trend for Dodger Stadium as far as when they play 3-4 o'clock over there and you've got the shadows for the first half of the game. If that leads to any unders, that really was where I was headed with that. And so obviously maybe we need to do a little research before we go all the way in on that. But, that was at least where my head was at, and, kind of just asking about it to wonder if maybe we got some value on the under or even the first 5 under if, it's going to be tough to see for these hitters.
I go to the opening line, correct, opening number was 9. So, again, that's that 5-4, especially with a minus 130. Seeing some money coming in on the Padres as we speak, as low as 127 at WinBet, 125 at our friends at South Point. So early money is on the Padres.
Yeah.
I think late money will be from the public. And, again, Sunday night games, when in doubt, take the favorite and the over and have some fun.
Yep, and I think we've got your. I'll be asking if you've got me tomorrow. We've got San Diego traveling home tomorrow off of Sunday Night Baseball, so maybe we'll have your Sunday night traveling spot for tomorrow.
What are the Dodgers off tomorrow?
I think so. Yeah, I was looking for them too. I think they're off tomorrow.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that. Who do the Padres have?
I believe they've got San Francisco. Let me just double. Yeah, they've got San Francisco tomorrow. Wood and Snell tomorrow.
And don't forget, it's a real quick trip too from
Yeah,
LA to San Diego.
and they
Are
got
they
the late
taking
game
it?
tomorrow, so they've got some decent rest there. I don't think it's quite the same issue.
Are they taking the Uber or a Lyft back?
Yeah, maybe a little bit of both. But nonetheless, I think that's just about everything we've got for today's slate. Anything that I missed that you were looking to talk about?
No, again, it's an intriguing slate. There's no bells. There's no waking up this morning and have the oh. I really, sometimes I always say to myself, do you really need to go into that battle? I mean, and I'm trying to talk myself again out of the Braves today. Do you really need to go in against the ground? Because
Right.
do you? And it's the same thing as taking the Padres today. Do you really need to go against the Dodgers, who have won 7 in a row?
Right, and if we're being honest. I'm chomping at the bit for both of them, but kind of trying to hold myself back. It might be a little sprinkle to have a little action for Sunday. I'm not going too deep, man, because like you said, I will have egg on my safe if DeGrom goes 6-7 innings of 1 hit, no runs, and he's absolutely lights out, and Strider regresses a little bit, and it's a 3-1 loss. I'm gonna feel real stupid. So I might dive in a little bit. Same thing with maybe the Padres there as well tonight. If I'm trying to have some action, but it's a little bit more of a golf day for me and some emotional currency as far as the White Sox are concerned. But should be some exciting games on the slate, and we've got the Peacock game tipping off right now. First pitch just happened, so should be an interesting one here on Sunday, my friend.
I agree. So everyone here, thank you so much for watching and listening. We got a busy week ahead of us as we get closer to the official kickoff day of college football week 0. We'll have our official week 1 NFL preseason starting on Thursday. I don't have any guests as in confirmations. It's the regulars, of course. We got Andrew McGinnis on Wednesday at 1:00, pending, or we go Thursday morning now at 10:30. On Friday, of course, Dan Alexander from the Premier Lacrosse League. It's still the dog days of summer. A lot of people are at their summer cottages. They're out with their kids as they're getting ready to go back to high school, to go to college and beyond. So just stick with us. We got some big stuff brewing, some big shows we're trying to put together. So stay tuned there. And always remember this, especially on Sunday. It's Sunday fun day. It's not quicksand Sunday. Don't get caught in it. If you woke up this morning, you had a bad day, a bad week, and you're down a bazillion units, you're not going to get it all back today. So don't compound it by saying, hey, I'm going to double or triple up. I'm going to get that money's back. Always remember, Monday's a new day, a new week, a new beginning. And we still got 3 weeks left of August till we kick off in September. So with that said, please do it responsibly. If you have a problem, pick up the phone. There is an 800 number. Ask for help. Why? Myself and Riley care. We want to see you here today, tomorrow, next week, next month, through 2022 and beyond. From myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Invest, from the one, the only Mr. Riley Magnuson at Riley_Magnuson, the one. We wish everyone a blessed day. Enjoy the family. It's family day. And we will see you next week.